It Takes Two, Amy Eiler, JJ Gordon, and Amber Gustafson, the Whiskey Widow, is how you can find her online. Joins us in studio. Amber, welcome back to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
This whole segment started just as a way to talk about what's going on in your blog, to have different conversations, to bring up things. But today in particular, with the loss of Toby Keith, kind of brings back new memories for you, doesn't it?
It does. I actually dug out external hard drive to get pictures back as far as 2005. But way back then, I was in Baghdad with Adam, and that's how we met. We went on the same Iraq deployment, and guess who came over and sang for us?
Oh, really? Toby Keith himself, huh?
Toby Keith came over, and we were on one of the longest deployments ever for Minnesota for the National Guard, and ours was 18 months, and so that's a long time. And then you have somebody like Toby fly in on the helicopter, and it's like a big special day,
Yeah.
The days can be very mundane over there in the desert. So when you get something like that coming in, and you get to hang out and listen to him play, and it was real stripped down because he didn't have his band or anything. He had his guitar and one guy that was helping him, and they just sang, and it was really cool. It was a fun day. So of course it reminds me of Adam and our time overseas.
So you and Adam, were you together at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like I said, super long deployment. We met on it, but we were already like a year in at this point, probably, so we were dating as much as one can date in a war zone.
Yeah.
We sat at the concert together, if that counts as a
that
date.
Counts.
Right? Yeah, we ate at the chow hall every day together for lunch.
You could really say that was probably your first date.
Might have been.
When it comes down to it, right?
I can't remember who else came over. There was a few other people that came over. I know Toby Keith, but I'm like, if I think about it, there was like a football star. So, not another concert. Rascal Flatts came too, now that I'm...
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, the Country Peeps came on out, and they were both great shows. And Adam loved both because he loved country music and he loved America. So Toby Keith was right up there for him.
Yeah, Toby Keith right up in Adam Gustafson alley for sure.
4th of July, he blasted his America playlist all day long at obnoxious levels, and for sure American Soldier was on there, or Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, along with, of course, Lee Greenwood. But yeah,
of course,
blasting it every 4th of July. For sure.
I think more people have 4th of July playlists than you really understand, right? Because my wife has got 2 different ones.
She does?
Yeah, one that is appropriate for the boat parade, and one that is more like we're passing around some adult beverages, and, the kids have, gone to play in another area.
Huh.
So.
Wow.
Get your playlist ready, people. 4th of July's coming.
Start working on it.
Yeah.
Don't build it on the way to the lakes. Get it ready.
You got to think about that.
Start building it in February. I mean, it's got very spring-like weather. It feels closer than it is actually right now. So you got out. Did you have video or pictures? I mean, I'm impressed that I'm impressed you even took them, because let's think back to 2005. I don't think I have. Have you seen those funny videos going around? Like, there's this social media trend where people are posting themselves at age 21. And then there's this funny video that's like elder millennial trying to find a picture of themselves at 21, like with all of her photos in front of her in photo books. And I don't know, I give up.
I mean, at least it was the height of digital cameras. So you can see all these little silver cameras people are holding up in front of us. That's how we're videoing the big moments.
An aggressive flash. I feel like that was the thing on those. It was an aggressive flash that you took.
I mean, it was a daytime concert, so it's the middle of the hot afternoon. But no flash. But yeah, I did.
It was the middle of the afternoon, like the hottest time of the day.
Well, you get him when you can get him. I played one of the videos, and he was saying that this was his 6th show. Like, he hit. We were at the biggest base over there, but he ran around while he was over there, and he was hitting all these places. So it was like when he flew in, he played his set, and he flew right back out.
Yeah.
It was broad daylight concert.
Wow.
Cool. I mean, still, what a fun memory.
Yeah. Amy, by the way, the 5-second rule has won.
Okay.
Ooh. So even though we did have a microbiologist who said the 5-second rule is false, turkey is tryptophan, which makes you sleepy. Science. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Turkey lost out. 5-second rule moves on to the next round.
Is it just turkey? I thought it was like all meat does contain tryptophan, which I know can create melatonin and make you a little bit sleepy. But let's be honest about why we're tired when we eat turkey. It's usually because we're eating stuffing and potatoes and consuming alcohol and eating a bun and
and your portions are 15 times bigger than normal.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
And everything's smothered in gravy.
So it's just like, it's really hard to just blame the turkey, you know? So anyway, okay.
Our
5 second rule.
last round is you have to wait an hour after to swim after eating. So you have to wait that hour after eating to go swimming.
You can't swim after eating or you may drown.
Right.
Was, I think, like what we were all told.
You're going to cramp up.
Yep.
And then you should pee on a jellyfish sting.
Oh, yeah. JJ has a personal story about this. Because
it's not true, but I believed it was so true, and thank goodness I ran into some people from the Wounded Warrior Foundation who stopped me from going to my hotel room with my buddy Jake because I had been in the Gulf of Mexico and I got stung on my back, on my stomach, on one of my arms.
He was going to have to pee all over you.
Yep, we had made the plans. We were like, we'll go up and we'll stay
date,
friends.
Like, a pee date scheduled.
And we were literally on our way up. And they go, hey, those things look pretty bad. Don't pee on them. And I was like, okay, please tell me more. And he goes, yeah, you got to get in the pool. The chlorine will be better for that than, And I'm like, you don't understand how much you've saved me at this point in my life. This is probably the greatest gift someone's ever given me.
Yeah, apparently using just the seawater, too, to rinse the area and remove anything is better than, Anyway.
So is it, do you pee on a jellyfish sting or should you wait an hour after eating to go into the pool to swim?
You can't swim after eating. You will drown.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I really like the pee one. I really like that old wives' tale. I mean, but I feel like I should pick the swimming after eating.
Okay, so you actually can see the beginning of the pee on a jellyfish sting because someone says it worked when Chandler peed on Monica. I'm going with pee on a jellyfish sting. Friends is the reason we all believe that. It has pervaded. So, okay, so I've got another. Okay,
now you've got
him for another.
You
for
got
swimming.
a swimming one though too. You got several. Okay.
Okay, I'm catching up with your votes at 35270.
Did you know both of those?
Amber? I mean, heard them for sure. I never had a lived-in experience with that, like
with
JJ.
The jellyfish.
No,
never had to put that to the test.
To be honest, if I had mozzarella sticks, I could have been chancing both of those.
Mozzarella sticks,
right? Yeah,
came out of nowhere.
Well, that's if I'm at the beach, that's what I want to eat before I go.
Are you
swimming.
serious?
Yeah,
Who has mozzarella sticks at the beach?
Me. Because I think that they're great beach food.
What are you ordering an app to go and bringing them to the beach?
Yeah, because you can walk.
If you
mozzarella
had,
sticks are perfect to walk and
if
eat.
you had,
a bag of chips is beach
chips.
food. Okay, but
I was gonna say chips are beach food, but mozzarella sticks.
Who's got his oven to be?
I'll tell you why I don't use chips. A seagull once stole a chip out of my hand when I was a little kid on a boardwalk. I'm terrified. We all know I have a weird relationship with birds.
You do. He had birds stalking him,
it's
like leaving him shiny things.
Frankly, after the tales I've heard today,
I'm going to stay inland for the rest of my life.
Welcome to the Midwest. Yeah.
Just going to stay Midwest-ish forever. It's probably better that way, JJ. Okay, on your blog, The Whiskey Widow. But we should mention Whiskey Fest coming up again.
Yes, the lovely folks at the Republic National Distributing Company have invited our charity back. So the Lieutenant Adam Gustafson Memorial Fund will be at the Fargo Whiskey Fest again this year. The date is April 11th. The tickets aren't out yet, but get on Facebook. They're on Facebook. So as soon as they're available, they'll be.
And will you be a part of Giving Hearts Day?
Of course. Thank you for asking. Like every charity in town, I'm a part waiting to see how that goes for us this year. It's our second year. And, if you haven't considered where all of your funds are going yet this year, we'd love to have you. I mean, our Memorial Fund is really just supporting law enforcement students in Adam's memory at the schools he went to. We've expanded our scholarships at Alexandria Tech and UND because, we've got more to give, and that's exciting. So if you want to help us support students and then local first responders or who else are benefiting from Adam's Fund, keeping it in places that impacted Adam's life to share in his memory. So if you'd like to help out on Giving Hearts Day, we'd love to have a donation, and we have match available up to $3,000. So we're hoping to pull all that in.
I love that.
This Thursday.
And you can give right now. If you're listening to this story and you're like, I'm near a computer or an internet-enabled phone, I'm going to go and make that donation right now.
Get it done.
Yeah, it is nice to do the pre-giving so you don't have to worry about, I missed this one that I heard on the radio on Thursday.
Do it right now.
And I feel like you shared a recipe again recently. Did you?
I don't know. I don't have a good... Hey, also, though, if you haven't been over there, remember we talked about closets?
Yeah.
You guys inspired me. My closet angle is a little different because obviously I'm dealing with, my deceased husband's clothes in there. So it's not your average closet cleaning. But after our discussion, I looked in my closet and I saw it differently. I wrote a blog about it last month in January that it was like I had this realization after we all chatted about it that I leave some of his stuff hanging there because it makes me feel like he's coming back.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever think that before because I'd been downsizing. It wasn't like I hadn't moved things, but I decided it was time for me to move it all. And so I did because that's what you guys said. You got to move it all. And it wasn't necessarily for my specific situation, but it was time. It was time to move it all. I didn't get rid of everything, but pack it up, move it to the office or whatever instead of leaving it there every day.
Does it feel better when you're done? No.
I mean, it was a weird realization because I would never have said that in the last 2.5 years. Like, why do you still have his clothes in there? I didn't know why. That was because it was just, I didn't have a reason to move every single item. But then I just have a friend's mom who her husband died and that's what she wanted to do pretty right away. So, I mean, it's personal, what you're ready to do and when. And some people are like, I need this out of here. And some people kind of work on it for a while, but I had no deadline to move it all. And I thought, no time like the present. Like, it's time to clean this out. And so I did. And now it's very empty, but then I'm rearranging. I moved some of my stuff to his side, it's because then I'm going to go through all mine, put back what I want, but I just change up the way it is. I also oddly moved to his side of the bed a few months ago.
Interesting.
I don't know.
How does that feel?
I like it. There's weird things like that I've noticed I'm doing that I haven't written about that, but I should. But I mean, I always had my side of the bed and his has been empty and I'm not a big sleeper, so I didn't take up the whole bed, but I recently decided to switch over and I have loved being over there.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I clean out all my stuff and then I clean out his bedside table. I need to move that stuff and put mine over there. And it's kind of makes me go through things.
Yeah.
And you're just moving it around. But
yeah, you're moving it around, but it feels there's a,
it's different, but in a good way.
Yeah. It's cathartic in some sort of way,
Mm-hmm.
I would think, when you're done. I mean, hard though, too.
Right.
I'd like to acknowledge that that's hard heart work that you're doing,
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It
And
doesn't end.
I think your mind would tell you if you're not prepared for it too,
Right,
right? After that third hanger, you go you know what? I'm not ready
Today's
for this
not
yet.
The day. Yeah.
And everybody has their own timeline.
For sure. That's super important to recognize.
Amber Gustafson, the Whiskey Widow here on KFGO. Thanks for being here again.
Thanks for having me.
How can we find you online?
www.thewhiskeywidow.com. Also on Instagram. If you want to see whiskey, that's where you see most of the whiskey. But also grief and, Adam and all the things. So,
all the things.
Yep, just life.
Okay, we'll be looking for those Toby Keith photos and videos.
I know,
too.
they are coming.
Okay,
They're coming.
okay.
You'll see them.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.